Time to get a review of the Logic's Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. He's dangerous. He's gonna.
Look, I just want to say.
He's gonna hurt.
I want
you.
to say something real fast. Let me get my piece. After listening to Supermarket, I didn't have a lot of hope for this album.
Oh, really?
Let me finish. Let me finish, Vincent. Okay, this is important. Let me speak. This is why I haven't been talking, because I've had all this build up. This important thing that I have to say. I didn't have a lot of hope for Supermarket, but then when I knew that he was going to be going back to his roots, going back to his rapping stuff, I figured, yeah, maybe we'll have something worthwhile of this. And JK, this album fucking sucks. I hate it so much.
Okay, so this album's bad.
It's bad.
Okay.
Let me put it this way. The fact that I listened to this album in front of my girlfriend and she didn't leave me is the ultimate sign that she loves me.
No, I think it means she really likes Logic.
No, because she always like listens to it's like, this is really bad. And I was like, I know. I'm sorry.
But she likes Watsky.
Please edit that out.
No. No.
Times Infinity is a good.
Times Infinity's good, but Logic also has some good decent albums. He has one decent album.
Yeah, he has one decent album.
Yeah.
But his career has also been going on a lot longer. So.
No, I think Watsky's actually have a longer career.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well,
actually,
Logic definitely has a lot more projects.
Logic has a lot more projects. They've been around the same time. I think Watsky started around 2009. Logic, that's around the time when Logic started doing the Young Sinatra series. Maybe a little bit earlier in 2008, but it's been about the same. They've had...
Yeah, but Young Sinatra wasn't his first stuff. His first stuff was like his mixtapes and whatnot.
Yeah, Young Sinatra, the mixtape series.
That wasn't his first mixtape, though.
Then anything before that doesn't count. It really doesn't. Because that's like more amateurish stuff.
That's literally where he's got his first following, though, is from that like first mixtape.
But a lot of that stuff for like other artists doesn't really count. If that makes sense. Would you like count the EPs, like the very adolescent EPs of Idols?
Yes, because they're good.
Because you're fucking a nerd.
Look, they're important to the band. Does the band not exist at that point? Do they not exist until they...
To Wikipedia, yeah, a lot of times.
Do they not exist until they, like, come out the womb fully formed, playing
Yeah.
brutalism? No, they have to
To a
get
lot of
there.
people, yes.
And that doesn't matter. If their actual starting point, and they've been releasing projects before
Okay, this
then.
is not the thing we should be debating about. Okay?
Look, I don't want to talk about this album.
Logic's a Maryland rapper.
Why'd you have pause?
Oh, that's on the video.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to watch the stream.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I want to make the stream happen.
I thought you might have fucked up something again.
No.
You did with the camera.
Logic's Maryland rapper. I could talk about his previous work, but I don't think it really matters because the only thing that matters is the work he's released this year, which is
Supermarket.
Soundtrack, not an album.
It's a fucking album.
To a book he made, and it was just shitty indie music that was just very rapey, very stalkery, and creepy, and bad. Just poorly written indie, and poorly produced indie rock as well.
Bad ripoffs of every bad generic ass sound you could think of to put with indie and alternative rock.
Yeah. This new album seemed like it was going to be better. I think it's better in comparison to Supermarket. Which is not saying much.
I think I guess technically, yes. You can say it's technically better. But that's like saying that that one time when I had my leg chopped off was better than the first time I had my other leg chopped off. They're both bad and you're missing legs still. But one was a little bit cleaner. Cleaner of a cut.
Yeah, that's what really matters.
Yeah. Less chance of infection with this album.
So this entire album's mainly produced by Six, which is surprising because he's produced a lot of other previous work by Logic before, and it's never come off as this much generic hip-hop before. And it's also, this entire album feels weirdly compressed. His vocals seem really compressed on it for no reason whatsoever. Especially on, I think it's the hook, or maybe it's the hook of, no, it's the tail end Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. It just comes off as really weird for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like I'm the only...
Everything in this album seems like either a bad idea or somebody not trying.
Yeah. mostly not trying.
I think that's where the production by 6 comes from, is like why it's so like off. It's just I feel like he knew that this wasn't really worth the effort.
But you know who really tries? Will Smith.
Shut up, we'll get into that later.
I don't want to go track by track, but I do want to start off with like the title track, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, because I think it has kind of an idea right, kind of. I'll give it kind of, because it's not, because I feel like you could have the point of being critiqued by music and being critiqued by fans and being harassed on the internet, and you can make the statement how it's affecting you mentally, but if you just tell it the most flat way and don't give it any depth, it just comes off of you being just angry man who yells at clouds
And using this as an excuse to say the F word
multiple times,
Yeah.
across this album, which it's not if you quote it like once is okay, like 4 times he does it like a lot on here,
Yeah.
and it's
Just this whole album, and this is the thing that like might be the worst aspect, which is hard to like truly pin down the worst aspect of this album, but it's just Logic's attitude. Like across this whole project, he seems just whiny and bitter about nothing.
well, I think he's either whiny or bitter or he's just stupid.
Yeah.
And like the stupid is, I find the stupid moments on here are actually like not good, but like I feel like there's some enjoyable aspects to them.
But even there, they're mixed with like this weird, like he's trying to be braggadocious, but like at the same time he's like
Logic.
Yeah, but he's also like peppering in, so like I don't even care, despite the fact that he's filling this album with like I clearly give such a huge shit
Yeah.
about what you think of me, but I'm just gonna keep pretending like I don't give a shit, and it's just he's just
The main problem with the Confessions of the Danger of Mind that I have is like I feel like you could have like there's an argument you can make there about how you can be affected by criticism, but at the end of the day you shouldn't care about it because it can affect you monetarily, like let's say if it's a review, but it's also not your opinion, so you don't need to take it at heart. You should be caring about what you think about yourself. But he doesn't make that argument, and that
he
seems
pretends like he does, but he spends
like,
a lot of time talking about how people
he
feel.
talks
him.
about like so much other fucking shit in the track that's completely pointless. And then I'm like, okay, maybe there's some hope in here. And then we go to Homicide with Eminem, and he's like rapping a million words a minute, and none of them mean anything.
And a lot of them, he's just fucking saying the same line over again, like repeating it. Not even like later on in the album, he'd be like, just like, don't make Bobby Boy snap! Don't make Bobby Boy snap!
Like,
just fucking keep saying that
And then
shit.
Eminem comes on, and this is one of the more, I guess, stomachal Eminem verses he's had in a while. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was good. It reminds me a lot of his Boogie verse that he had on Everything's for Sale. It's not bad, but it's just like he's rapping for no reason. Like he's just rapping.
Money.
It's like like you could do like Playboy Cardi-esque rapping where you're just saying fucking gibberish and none of it matters besides your performance, and it can be really good. But Eminem's is not doing that. He's trying to be cool, and it just doesn't.
Also, that little opening bit of Homicide where like his dad's talking about how he's the greatest because he came out of his balls.
Yeah.
Made me want to chop off my balls so I don't have to worry about my offspring becoming like Logic.
I think you should do that anyway, because I feel like they're gonna be like you, and that's bad enough. His dad. The weird thing about his dad is his dad sounds just like him.
Yeah.
Like I know, like you can look like your parents, but I don't sound like I can have mannerisms like my dad, but I don't sound.
I don't sound like my dad at all.
Like a genetic copy of my dad.
No.
That's weird.
What if it's not his dad?
I honestly think it may be him with Pitch Down, because I remember on Under Pressure he was having like beef with his dad. It's good to see him getting along. I wish best for anyone and their father going through tough times. As someone who's gone tough times with their father, it's nice to have that kind of like amends.
Yeah, but you don't
like,
need him to come onto your track and like try to defend
it's
you.
It's weird. It's just weird. Wannabe is just fucking annoying, and he's talking about how people want to be famous, but Logic is one of the biggest examples of people wanting to be famous.
Yeah.
Clickbait, he just says the F word, and I think he talks about Charlemagne the God. I don't really know the beef. I really do not care.
And like that
he doesn't
bit
set
with
it up.
the like morning like Breakfast Club shit.
It just doesn't. I I don't care.
Where he was like complaining about them calling him out for like a homophobic tweet.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know the story. I do not care. I don't think it affects my opinion on this album because I just know it comes off as like very whiny and doesn't have any setup of argument or any debate.
Yeah.
Mama Show Love feels like it lasts forever. YBN Corday is decent, but he's drowned out by Logic. I don't know. I just don't think he does. Out of Sight, Part of My Ego, Commando, Cocaine, Limitless, Keanu Reeves. All those are the same track. All of them. Same production, same style flow. Commando features G-Eazy, and G-Eazy rap circles around Logic. I don't know how you do that. I forgot to mention
Logic.
Still Ballin' with Wiz Khalifa. Someone needs to tell Wiz Khalifa he shouldn't exist anymore. Like, he hasn't done anything since, like...
Look, smoking weed is no longer that, like, counterculture.
It's not
a noteworthy thing to do anymore. Fucking everybody smokes weed at this point. You're not cool for smoking weed. Fucking everybody smokes weed.
Icy with Gucci Mane is surprisingly stupid and fun. It's not good. I think that hook is ridiculously annoying, and I kind of like
every hook on this is either completely forgettable or very annoying.
I find it, but it's like annoying fun.
It's catchy like herpes.
You would know.
I wouldn't actually, but like...
You would know. Don't Be Afraid to Be Different featuring Will Smith of all people.
The fucking hook on this is the most annoying one on this whole album.
It's so stupid! And when I saw Will Smith was on this album, I was so excited because I knew it was just gonna be trash. And it's so bad!
It's so bad.
It's so bad! Like, we talked about the DJ Khaled album earlier today, and Big Sean's performance on that. He's like trying to show off people in 2019 that he is the worst rapper. Like, Lil Baby and Gunna exist, but he is the worst. Will Smith, showing him wrong. He is the top dog of being bad. And it's amazing.
You make me want to listen to your son, Will. Do you know how fucking hard that is?
Jaden Smith has some hits.
Yeah, some. But, like, I would rather listen to everything that Jaden has made.
Do you want to listen to the Electric album? I don't.
I would probably prefer listening to that than have to listen to an album worth of Will Smith rapping.
I actually want to listen to that. I hope he puts out a rap album. I would listen to it because it would be like a 0, but it would be the best 0 I would ever listen to.
Please don't, Will. Please don't.
Please do it.
Please.
He was on the remix of Icon, and it's terrible. Oh, God. It's so goddamn bad. It's great. Bobby, featuring Logic's dad, actually kind of comes through with a similar tone where I think it's just fun, stupid. Reminds me of actually a young Will Smith track that's just really fun.
But again, like, he brought in his dad to defend him, which might be like for an album that is like filled with you like trying to prove how like hard you are, because he does that a lot.
My daddy will protect me.
To then end your fucking album basically if your dad coming onto a track to fucking defend you is why I think Jack White could beat the shit out of you.
My daddy will protect me. Well, I have some bad news for you, Logic. My dad will beat up your dad. Lost Translation is supposed to be this like grand moment, but it just doesn't. It's just like a lot of these other tracks, just bland production, bland performance. I have no idea what the message is because I cannot pay attention for longer than 2 seconds.
I think that's the one where he's like very clearly trying to rip off like Kanye.
I don't even remember.
That's the thing about this.
Like
in his first song,
if it doesn't have Will Smith on it, it's not worth it.
In this first song, he complains about people comparing him to other rappers. And then he spends the rest of the album just ripping off blatantly other rappers, including ripping off Eminem in a track featuring Eminem. And calling himself, like, shady. In a track featuring Eminem. Like, you can't complain about people comparing you to rappers when you are just blatantly doing it yourself. And also...
I'm done with it.
No, I'm not done. Fuck this album. In that
same... But you didn't want to talk about it.
It just... The fucking, like, just one last thing I want to say about that song. I don't know what the hell was going on in the, like, fucking hook when they're doing, like, the chicka chicka chicka. That went on too long. Like, you could do it, like, twice, and it's like, okay, a reference to, like, my name is kinda. But at that point, when you're doing it that long, it's very clear you knew you had a length you had to get to with your hook, and you ran out of fucking lines, so you just fucking filled it in with the worst possible filler you could think of.
Yeah, this is a bad album. But it had some enjoyable moments, at least for me.
There was not a single moment on this album or his other album from this year, I would consider I had any form of fun listening to.
Well, you just don't understand the true grace of Will Smith.
I don't understand the truth. Fuck this album.
Oh my god, like, I need to be taken seriously. I know who I want to track. Fucking Wild Wild West over here.
Also, God, there's so many things that I want to say about this album. I don't have the fucking time. But, like, there's, like, lines in here where he's talking about, like, I respect women. A, if you have to fucking announce to the world that you respect women, you probably don't. B, you can't...
We're out here real respecting women hours, Jonathan.
Yeah, like, you can't...
You're not woke enough to understand.
You can't say that...
You don't respect
when,
women.
like, a track later you say something about, like, putting an ugly bitch in her place. In what universe does I respect women and put an ugly bitch in her place fucking go in the same, like, mindset? That is that Trump supporter who was like, yeah, like, the Muslims don't respect me. I was like, oh, well, what's your shirt say? Drop that bitch! That's the same fucking mindset. That's the same hypocritical bullshit. Logic is...
My daddy will protect me.
Yeah.
That's that and Will Smith. I had fun with that album just because of that. It's a terrible album, but
It's a bad album.
it made me laugh at him more than the Supermarket was, because that was just creepy.
Supermarket is rapey and creepy. This one's just, like, hypocritical and stupid. And
Will Smith.
whiny. And
That's it.
filled with the weirdest, like, braggadocio things.
Are you gonna stop? I'm done.
I'm not done. I hate...
There's nothing else you can say.
I am just... No, I can't. I am just filled with nothing but hatred for this album. And, like...
Here, I can help you out. Keep in mind that all scores are futile and meaningless. Right now, at this current moment, I think this is a 2. It's a 2. It's a Migos Culture 2.
I am giving it a -1 because your Eminem feature, by comparison to you, made me appreciate Eminem, and to make me do that is a sin and a crime against humanity.
I think it's just because you don't have a high enough IQ, because you truly didn't preach the gospel of Will Smith.
Look, we can't make Rick and Morty references because he didn't make one this time.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I don't think so.
I can't remember it, but I'm just assuming. Maybe I added in some. I think that's what...
I think at this point you just assume.
No, I think at this point I just added in... Like, I think any reference or joke he has, it's just in my mind, it switches to a Rick and Morty reference.
Yeah.
I think you should do a Rick and Morty album, honestly.
You know what? It might actually be, like, shockingly
But, like,
his
the true
most,
thing...
like, enjoyable album.
The true thing that would actually help him out is something... Because he's in that weird-ass echo chamber right now. What would actually help him out is getting help from someone who's outside of himself. From a producer that he hasn't worked with before, and a voice that he hasn't worked with before. And not just as a feature or producer, but someone who would actually help him critique his own bullshit. And curate his own bullshit.
Yeah.
Because clearly he needs that. And
Don't be afraid to be different, y'all.
And you shouldn't. Unless you're Jonathan, then you should.